Nigeria Police Force has paraded 8 suspects allegedly responsible for the abduction and killing of Pa Defuwan Dariye, 93-year-old father of former governor of Plateau State, Joshua Dariye. Parading the suspects in Abuja, the Force Public Relations Officer, CP Frank Mba, disclosed that the suspects, who were arrested by operatives of the Intelligence Response Unit, confessed to collecting a ransom of 10 million naira from the family of the victim, who was abducted on the 17th of June 2020 and killed 8 days after.
This incident happened in June 2020, and ever since then, particularly after the recovery of his body, which was a clear confirmation of his death, detectives from the Intelligence Response Unit and other police investigators have been churning around this case, working day and night to uncover this crime. This year, within the last 30 days, we've been able to make tremendous progress, and today we have 8 of the key suspects that played major roles in the planning and execution of that particular crime.
He's there with us about 8 days, sir.
Who took care of him while he was with you?
Mr. Abubakar.
How much did you people collect?
We collected the money. When we collected the money, we took him to Babaje Tron. He confirmed the money, which he told us that is 10 million naira.
What kind of weapon did you use in killing him?
Is this type of weapon, sir?
Who provided the weapon?
It's Babaje Tron Kusen.
So it has happened. We will ask the police to forgive, the family to forgive everybody who is here, because it's not good when you collect the ransom and you kill the person.
Jethro Gunsen, the mastermind and convener of the gang, was said to have instructed members of his gang to kill Pa Dariye after taking custody of the ransom, the proceeds of the crime which is shared amongst the gang members. Mba held that the dastardly act was aided and abetted by closely knitted members of the community, advising citizens to be wary. Also paraded was one Sadiq Abubakar, 31 years, from Kogi State, who goes by the name Samuel Johnson on Facebook. He confessed to have raped 2 women using pseudo-personalities. CP Frank Mba advised citizens, especially ladies, to be circumspect to avoid becoming victims of circumstance.
The advice we want to give to members of the public is to be wary while on Facebook and other social media platforms. For you to survive and successfully navigate the traps, the booby traps being set out there by these cyber criminals, you must be social media savvy. You must question everything you see being put out there. Sadiq Abubakar, for example, bears the name Samuel Johnson on his Facebook account. And so most of the things you see out there on the social media platforms are fake.
I've been into the business just for 6 months now.
How much? What's the biggest ransom you've collected?
It's 500,000.
What is your advice to young women out there?
My advice to young women out there, they should be careful and trust nobody.
On the 28th of August 2021, police operatives intercepted 3 suspects: Emmanuel Joel, 42 years, Ayuba Joel, 30 years, Hassan Umar, 30 years, in possession of one AK-49 rifle loaded with 14 live ammunition and 26 AK-47 magazines at a border town between Nasarawa and Taraba states. Investigations by the police team revealed that the suspects are criminal arms dealers who supply weapons to bandits, terrorists, and kidnappers.
These suspects are in the business of unlawfully procuring, distributing, and selling these weapons to end users who are largely criminals, kidnappers, bandits, terrorists, armed robbers, and the rest of the bad guys out there terrorizing the good guys out there. We understand clearly the correlation or the relationship between these illicit weapons out there and violent crimes. And therefore, we will continue to intensify our efforts to go after the dealers and those who are profiting from some of the pockets of conflict in this country, and continue to mop up systematically these weapons out there.
So he gave us his name and that he's 30 years old. He confessed that these ammunitions were recovered from him. He said he's a Jew by tribe, he's into fishing and farming, but that they live in the forest with some Fulani bandits. Okay, he said he got it from a certain individual who resides in Bajimba in Benue State.
The police pledges commitment to continually fish out those threatening the peace and tranquility of the nation. Oluwatobienito, Viable TV.